Carlos Perez do the honors, and we are underway. Browne, Hamilton, Browne, Luke Paul, 7 in green, comes to get it. He's the star for Australia. Big game against Ivory Coast. Paul dashes inside, and there's his first bucket. Coming off 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists against Ivory Coast. Out of the NBL Next Stars program, he is a star to keep an eye on. Julio Vasquez. Swing it around. Perez to the wing. Ariang defending the baseline. Backdoor cut. 2 to shoot. It stays with Venezuela. Perez has to launch a 3, and he missed it. Browne takes it the other way. Browne. Ariang. Corner 3. Way too strong. Williams-Anillo pushes the pace for Venezuela and finds Perez. Kevin Gutierrez in the post, 6'5". He's giving up some height down there, and he turns it over. Get it back high for Paul. Bassaran the screen. Paul, Hamilton, thought about it. Bassaran. 9-inch height advantage down there on Gomez as Browne gets the offensive board and stick back. Perez, they're giving him space. Paul diving for the loose ball. He's there first. What hustle from Luke Paul. Browne lob it up. Hamilton and Ariang were both there. I have no idea who tipped it in. Great hustle from Luke Paul to set up that fast break score. They're going to credit John Ariang with that last bucket. Gomez can't finish inside. Paul, Hamilton, open for a moment. Good closeout by Gomez. Back up high. Paul tries a 3. Left it short. Australia looks to be one of the top threats that could knock off USA. The Americans have been dominant so far. And we said the same coming into the tournament about Serbia. Australia had no trouble with Serbia to start their tournament run. 22-point win. Good defense by Browne, step for step, down low. Paul off the bounce. Ariang skips it. Browne, shake and bake. Oh, Antonio Browne wanted to set the tone early with a thunderous jam, but he threw it out of bounds. Still no buckets for Venezuela. Third turnover for Venezuela already. Hamilton wants to go bully ball inside. He threw it away, but they give it right back. All 3 turnovers have been forced. Great defense can be credited from Australia. Paul was looking for Bassaran. Great hands by Julio Vasquez. Vasquez leads Anillo to the basket through traffic. Can't get it. Browne bounces. Bassaran takes off for 2. What a start for Australia. Defense into offense. Australia is 2-0. Venezuela 0-2. As we look toward the knockout stage beginning in the round of 16 tomorrow. We'll see what answers Alexis Cedres came up with at that break. Brian Gomez tries to go baseline to the corner. Anillo back up high late in the shot clock. 3, air ball. They got a foul on the rebound before the shot clock violation. It's against Kevin Gutierrez. That's the first personal against Gutierrez. Venezuela sets up the full court pressure as Akur swings it too far out of reach for Lucas Browne. Feels like Venezuela getting the ball on the wings and corners a lot and getting trapped. Keep it at the top of the key here, like Perez does. And as he drives, he loses control and turns it over. Australia has made all U-17 World Cups. They fell all the way to 15th in 2024. They won back-to-back silvers in 2012 and 2014, but they have not made it past the quarterfinals since then. Is this the year they can do that? Antonio Browne is there on the follow for the putback. Lost in the final to USA in both of those 2012 and 14 silver medal runs. And they're trying to get back to the semis for the first time in 12 years. Gutierrez lines up a corner three and missed it. Offensive rebound tracked down by Gomez. He works on Edwards inside. Vasquez. 5 to shoot. Vasquez threw it off of one of the defenders out of bounds, and it will stay with Venezuela. 2.9 on the shot clock, as Hamilton was the last to touch it. Vasquez comes to get it. Deep three, it's good. Julio Vasquez with the shot clock running out. Akur to the corner for Browne, poked away. Life for Venezuela. Can they turn it into offense? Drive into the paint, Vasquez. Hamilton corner, Browne. Akur, back to Browne, attacks, hangs, and scores. What a start for Antonio Browne. He's got 6. Gutierrez, Anillo, Hamilton not giving up the baseline. Great ball movement from Venezuela. Vasquez spins, hook shot, bounces out. Hung on the rim forever, and then Vasquez on the second effort, he didn't even... Luke Paul back off the bench. Finds Browne. Browne, Paul, thought about it. Corner, Browne, yes! It was open, and he sticks it. Lucas Browne is a good shooter. Won't miss those often. He's got his first points. Great patience, too, from Luke Paul. He thought about taking the three himself, but instead he waits for the extra feed, and he gets an even more open look. Hamilton, nice move. Paul, again patient. He attacks. Missed it, but it's tipped up and in. Alex Edwards there on the follow. It is all Australia here in Istanbul, 26-8. Venezuela's offense ice cold from the field. They have 7 turnovers, and they need an answer from their head coach, Alexis Cedres. We'll see what he was able to draw up at that timeout. It's another turnover. Anillo on. And this young talent still trying to gel together as they head into the knockout stage. They're also giving up a big size disadvantage to Australia and pretty much every team they play. Hamilton in the corner. He got fouled as he tried to drive it inside. That's against Brian Gomez. And that will be his second personal. Kevin Gutierrez also has 2. Aurier fires it inside. Hamilton. Browne. He's had a good start. Antonio Browne fouled with good footwork, and he showed off both of those as he made his way to the rim and to the free throw line. Echezuria works on Hamilton. Browne there with the help. Late in the shot clock for Venezuela. Give it inside. Gomez in amongst the trees. He puts it in. Paul, lob it up high. Bassaran comes down with it. And there's really nothing Venezuela can do against the 7-footer. He has the 7-inch height advantage on everybody. Echezuria. Gomez spins on Bassaran. Off the glass, no. Paul spins out of trouble. Kick it. Browne open for 3. Too strong. He gets his own rebound. Browne inside. Shows off the footwork and scores. That is pretty from Antonio Browne to make it a 21-point advantage. Gomez dances, fading away, no. Bassaran goes up for those on. Group C, the last to play today. Turkey will face Puerto Rico for the top spot. Whoever wins that game will play Venezuela. If this result holds as Luke Paul goes backdoor and throws it down. Thunderous slam for Luke Paul to start the second half. But Turkey gets Puerto Rico. The winner of that finishes first in Group C, and if this result holds, will face Venezuela, while New Zealand and Slovenia play, and Australia will play the loser of that one. But we still have almost 20 minutes to go between Australia and Venezuela. Here in Istanbul, thanks for being with us from wherever you're joining us in the world. As Antonio Browne gets the steal, nothing new for Australia. They made life extremely difficult in the first half for Venezuela. The Venezuelans had 10 turnovers. They were 6 for 33 from the field in the first 20 minutes. Looking for Bassaran and a giveaway, a 3-on-2. They'll pull it out, reset to the corner. Half-court offense for Venezuela. Bassaran post defense, not enough. Better offense from Brian Gomez for the bucket. Aurier, Browne, swing it. Here's Hamilton. Has had a pretty quiet tournament so far. Hamilton has not scored yet today. Hamilton and Akur are the only Australians that haven't scored in this game. Unbelievable to have 10 players score in the first half alone. Really sharing the wealth, and they are 15 for 30 from the field. Paul. Aurier steps into it, too strong. Foul on the rebound. Turnover, Kevin Gutierrez with the takeaway. Anillo steps into it off the heel. That was the third steal for Gutierrez. Arieg back for Paul to set up the offense. Tough reverse layup drops Julio Vasquez. Hamilton, baseline attack, way too strong. Going back to Venezuela, they're playing with a lot more life, it seems, right now. And keep in mind, this is, again, a pretty young Venezuelan team. They have a lot of talent. They were placed in a very difficult group. Serbia and Australia both coming into the tournament as top 6 teams in the Smart Power Rankings. Ivory Coast also a team that has impressed so far. They almost took down Australia. That came on Sunday. It was a 78-73 win for the Australians, but Ivory Coast went into the fourth quarter with a lead. So it's been tough for Venezuela playing against stronger, bigger, more athletic talent compared to the U-17 AmeriCup last year, in which they placed third. They are in their first ever Under-17 World Cup with head coach Alexis Cedres. Left wing triple won't go for Gutierrez. Paul sets the table. Hamilton back to Paul. To the corner, Browne. Browne to Browne. 5 to shoot. Browne works inside. Browne, patience. Beautiful from Antonio Browne. That is textbook patient offense, and Browne is into double figures. £11 He's 5 for 7 from the field, along with 5 rebounds. Oh, great feed inside, and Williams Anillo scores. Lob inside. Bassaran, left-handed finish. We've seen a lot of that today from Australia. Just throw it up and let your 7-footer come down with it, and he's got a rejection off the glass. Paul pushes. Browne. Euro rejected. There's an easy finish for Alex Mabbutt, who just came off the bench. Again, Bassaran and Mabbutt, the 2 big men for Australia, work hand in hand. Bassaran a few inches taller, but when he needs a breather, a great backup option in Mabbutt. Venezuela's offense starting to catch a stride more than the first half. Still trailing by 21, but they've been able to string together some buckets. They've already scored more in this quarter than they did in the entire first. They were down 17-5 after 10 minutes. Carlos Perez dancing around the perimeter, and count the... Mabbutt, Browne, Burn. Lob inside for Mabbutt, poked away. Great defense by Echezuria. Gomez against Burn. That is an impossible shot off the top of the backboard. If he made that, looked like a shot from horse. Browne pushes the pace. He is having himself a game. 13 points for Antonio Browne. Lead is back to 47-27. The Aussies on top of Venezuela. 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Reminder that every game live and full replay on the FIBA YouTube, and you can catch highlights, stats, storylines, and more on social media at NextGen Hoops throughout this U-17 World Cup. And whatever FIBA tournament you're following, takeaway for Vasquez, coast to coast. Julio Vasquez now with 7 points. Defending up top on Watini, and now Browne settles. Oh, nice spin move into the lane. Antonio Browne stays red hot. 15 for Browne. Straightaway three won't go. Offensive rebound, second chance for Perez. To 3-0 in the group stage. The game against Serbia to open the tournament was expected to be a good one, and Serbia came into the Smart Power rankings at number 2 in the FIBA U-17 World Cup, and Australia took care of them and then some, 88-66, as Bassaran gets a rejection. It was close for a little bit, but Australia led wire to wire, and they eventually pulled away big to win by 22. Ones of those we lost. A horrible tragedy. And Venezuela showing so much grit competing here in Istanbul. In their first ever Under-17 World Cup. Tough circumstances, and they have shown no signs of backing down. Doesn't matter if their competition is older, quicker, taller than they are. Playing their hearts out, they get another 3 from Vasquez. Correction, that was Brian Gomez with the triple. Australia gets the answer from Hamilton. Backdoor feed for Gutierrez, and it was will tip off at 1:15 Eastern time. 26-point lead for Australia as we near the halfway point of the fourth. Browne works his way inside. Antonio Browne has been the best player on the floor today. He is scoring with ease. Another answer for Venezuela. Chris Manuel Echezuria. Antonio Browne for Australia. 17 points, 6 boards, 3 assists. Having himself a great game as Mabbutt fighting. To the corner, Villarroel will try a 3 off the iron. He's in off the bench. Another effort for Venezuela, spins off the iron. Browne pushes. Browne, full head of steam to the rim, fading away, couldn't get it. And it's tracked down and kept alive. 4 minutes to go, 26-point lead for Australia. They were the heavy favorites coming into this game. They have shown why in their first 2 games in Group D. Dominance over Serbia, close one over Ivory Coast, and Venezuela again making their U-17 World Cup debut have had trouble again.